book wasn't the best thing I've ever read, and it wasn't the worst thing I've ever read. All of those hodgepodge together kind of give me the vibe of this. This is the whole reason why I read this book. Thank you. The book was good. I didn't expect the ending at all. Maybe I want to scratch my skin. I don't know why. Hey guys, welcome to my new channel. If you guys don't know me from my old channel, my name is Gabby and I like to knit and crochet and do anything artsy. Today's video, I want to read some popular BookTok books and see if they're worth the hype. This year, one of my goals for 2026 was to read more, so I'm going to try to film more reading and book related videos. The three genres I want to do for this video is romance, mystery/thriller, and fantasy. So I'm really excited. Just a little heads up, I am like kind of new to reading. Like I've been reading for a couple years, but I don't read that often. So most of the books that I have read are already sort of popular on TikTok because that's where I get most of my recommendations. So these books are not going to be like the most popular on BookTok, but they're well known on TikTok. At least that's what I'm hoping. Also, just a little backstory on why I have a new channel. If you came from my old channel got hacked, so I can't post and access that email or YouTube channel anymore. So I'm just gonna start a new one, which I feel like is kind of a blessing in disguise anyway, because I was kind of unhappy with how things were going on that channel. So fresh new start and new video idea because I've never done any reading vlogs before, so I'm really excited. A couple days ago I went to Barnes & Noble to look at some books, so I'll put those clips of me now going to the bookstore and looking at some books for this video. I feel like if you hear Emily Henry like Beatrice pop people meet on vacation pop into really? Okay, well. One book from Barnes & Noble during that trip, and it is That's Not My Name, and I'm going to do this one for my mystery/thriller book. I'm really excited. I've heard really good things about this, and I would do like a Frida McFadden one, but like I've already read a couple of her books, and I also read Silent Patient, which I feel like those are really big thriller mystery books on BookTok, so I want to do something different. So this one I saw a lot and everyone really liked it from what I saw. And then a book that I already have that I'm going to be reading is The Cruel Prince. I feel like this is like an OG BookTok book, and I'm really excited. A couple of my friends really like and recommend this book, so I'm excited to read this. This is for fantasy. And then the last book I'm going to audiobook, so I don't have a physical copy with me. It is Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I was really debating between Emily Henry or Ali Hazelwood because those are really popular authors on romance BookTok. And if you saw me in the Barnes & Noble clips, I was originally thinking of getting Emily Henry, but I was googling it, and from what Google said, Ali Hazelwood is more like spice and kind of that like upbeat romance, and then Emily Henry's more like deep emotional romance. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I saw. So I wanted to do one that like kind of made me kick and giggle my feet, so I'm gonna listen to Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I am not a big fan of spice. That's not really my cup of tea for books, but I feel like since I'm doing a BookTok video, I have to include a book that has spice in it because that's kind of what BookTok is known for. But I'm actually really excited for this book because I've heard really good things about Ali Hazelwood's books. So those are all the books that I'm going to be reading for this video. I'm going to start off with the audiobook because, again, I told you I don't really read much, and reading like 3 books in a couple of weeks is actually unheard of for me. So I want to dip my toes into the water a little bit first with an audiobook and then get into reading. So enough yapping, let's start listening to Love Hypothesis. the next day and I have a bagel for lunch. I've already taken a few bites out of it. And I also have yogurt with strawberries and granola. This has been my go-to lunch recently because my classes this school term end at 1, so I get to go home pretty early and have lunch here. So yeah, that has been my go-to lunch and it's so yummy. Got some first impressions and thoughts on the book so far. I'm about halfway. This audiobook is flying by so fast. It's around 11 hours long and I have 6 hours left of it. But so far I'm really liking the book. I actually really like the science aspect of the book because usually with regular romance books I kind of get bored because the plot is so similar to like the real world and everything's just so realistic, because I usually stick to fantasy books. So I kind of like how the sciencey aspect of this romance book keeps me entertained. So if you are interested in reading this book and you don't know the general plot, this book follows a girl named Olive and she is a graduate student at Stanford getting her PhD in biology, and she has to have a fake relationship with this professor in the school named Adam, and they both have like gains to the fake relationship. So Adam, he needs school funding for his research. He's getting a bunch of job offers at like other universities and stuff, so they think that he's going to leave, so they don't want to give him funding. So in order to get the funding, he needs to prove that he's staying in California, and having a relationship kind of proves that. And then Olive, on the other hand, her best friend An, she's interested in this guy named Jeremy, but Jeremy had a thing with Olive, the main girl, in the past, so her friend doesn't really want to get with him because of girl code and friend code. So if Olive shows that she's over Jeremy and in this new relationship, then her best friend can get with that guy. So that's kind of the preface of this book. Sorry if I explained it kind of weird. I'm not good at long talking clips to begin with in videos, so having a long chatty book video for my first video is not really the best, but that's kind of my initial thoughts on the book. I'm going to continue listening to Love Hypothesis while I finish working on my cardigan. Let's see if I can do that, and let's keep on reading. Okay, I just finished the chapter where Olive and An and Adam were at this talk in the lecture hall from Tom Benton, and there's no way. I was like, what? I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if that would actually happen in a lecture hall talk before because I've not been to one of those, but I was like, the heck? And then everything that happened after that too, I was like, okay. But like the talk right before the lecture hall, I was like, okay. I was kicking my feet a little, I was giggling a little, I was like, okay, he's kind of protective and I love that. But yeah, after that lecture hall talk, I was like, I don't know how I feel about scenes like that. So I'm kind of scared for the rest of the book, but those are my initial thoughts. It wasn't even that bad, but like for some reason I was like, ugh, it made me want to scratch my skin. I don't know why. It wasn't even that bad. I think I'm just being over dramatic. Enough of that. I will give you more updates when I have more progress done on the book. Hey guys, I just finished Love Hypothesis and I am ready to give my final thoughts. Also, side note, I finished the cardigan I was making and I am obsessed with this cardigan. I know this is a reading vlog, but you cannot tell me that this cardigan is not cute. Like, come on. Anyway, final thoughts on Love Hypothesis. Overall, it was good. I feel like the book wasn't the best thing I've ever read, and it wasn't the worst thing I've ever read. It was kind of just in the middle. The age gap between them really didn't bother me because Olive's like in her mid to late 20s and Adam's in his early to mid 30s, so I feel like the age gap didn't really bother me. And also him being a professor at the same college that she is a grad student in, I thought that would make me feel kind of weird because it's like a teacher-student situation, but to be honest, that didn't really bother me either because he wasn't really her professor. He just worked in the same department as her. So yeah, age gap didn't really bother me. Professor and student trope really didn't bother me. I did really like the side characters. I liked Malcolm. I found him to be really funny, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I also liked him and this other person. I also liked their dynamic towards the end of the book. I also really liked that the main conflict of the book was very realistic. The main conflict, I feel like that can be very common in college and academic settings, and I kind of liked how Ali Hazelwood tied a kind of problem that might be underlooked in education to this book. I don't know if this is with you guys, but the two people on the cover of Love Hypothesis, they don't look anything like what I imagined Olive and Adam. I just found that kind of funny. But Adam, okay. Sometimes I liked the scenes, like yes, there were some scenes that made me giggle my feet, but there were other scenes where I was like, I'm kind of getting tired of the cold, broody, nonchalant, hates everyone MMC. I feel like most of the romance books that I read, the guy is always so nonchalant and cold, and I am getting bored. Yes, it's good sometimes. Yes, I kind of like how they're always obsessed with the girl and don't like anyone except the girl, but at the same time, I want a chalant guy. Can we get a chalant guy, please? If you guys have any romance recs or just recs in general that have a chalant MMC, please send it my way because I am craving that right now. Oh, I listened to the bonus chapter in Adam's POV, and I thought that would make me like the book more because the bonus chapter was just Adam's pining over Olive, and I thought the pining would be like a deep emotional yearn, but it was more like physical attraction and physical yearning for her body. So it kind of made me like the book less, but I'm actually really excited to try Emily Henry books now. I feel like I might like Emily Henry books now that I've read Ali Hazelwood, but I saw some reviews online and people said that Love Hypothesis is one of Ali Hazelwood's like weaker books because I think that was her debut book. So a bunch of her other books, like the writing and plot just got better and better. So I'm excited to try Emily Henry and continue reading Ali Hazelwood books. But yes, overall, I'm giving Love Hypothesis a 3-star rating. And is this worth the hype on TikTok? I don't even know if it's hyped up on TikTok, but I'm gonna say no. Yes, it's good, but I don't think it's, oh my gosh, it's so good. Everyone needs to drop what they're reading right now and read that book, if that makes sense. But it's a good romance. I feel like it has a general plot line and general feel of a lot of other romance books, but it's still good. Please don't come for me if you love Love Hypothesis. This is all just my personal opinions. I'm not a book critic or anything. I'm very much a beginner reader, so this is just what I thought about the book and my personal preference for books. And I am so excited to get to this next book. This is That's Not My Name. I'm going to sit down, probably in my egg chair, and let's dive into That's Not My Name by Megan Nally. So far, what I'm getting from the book is that there are 2 plot lines in this book, which is surprising. I thought there was only one, and I loosely knew that one of the plots was about a girl who woke up on the side of the road and lost her memories, which is basically the preface of the first plot. So again, a girl wakes up on the side of the road, all bloody, all bruised, and she doesn't know her name, what happened to her, or how she got there. And at the police station, a guy comes in stating that he is her father and her name is Mary, but the girl has an overall unsettling feeling feeling about everything, even though sometimes she feels that some things are familiar. And then the second plot is about this high schooler named Drew whose girlfriend recently disappeared, and the whole town thinks that he had something to do with it or he harmed her, so he is just trying to figure out what happened to his girlfriend. That's kind of the two plots in this book so far, and so far I'm really liking it. I'm actually really intrigued and I'm excited to see how these two plots come together at the end. Originally I thought of a possibility on how they could be tied, and I'm thinking that's how the author wanted the reader to think when they first started reading the book, but I think that plot or theory is getting debunked. It's not 100% confirmed, but something happened in the book that makes me believe that that theory on the two plots coming together is not right. So I'm excited to keep on reading. I find it kind of funny because when I'm reading the first plot line with Mary who lost her memories, her last name is supposedly Boone, and whenever I see Boone on the page I immediately just think of Benson Boone and the Moonbeam ice cream song. But anyway, I like the writing style of this book. It's really easy to follow, so I'm going to keep on reading and see if I can try to figure out any suspects or try to figure out what's going on. I don't think I will figure out the plot twist because I'm a pretty gullible person, so whatever the author wants me to think, I will probably think that and then have no clue about the plot twist that's coming up, but I'm going to try anyway. I will catch you guys up in the morning when I have more progress done on this book. So yeah, I'm going to shower, migrate to my bed, and continue reading. So see you guys in the morning. Hey guys, good afternoon. It's a couple days later or a day later. I don't really know the last time I recorded, but I would say I'm about halfway through the book now. This book flies by so fast. I feel like it's a really quick read and the writing's just very easy to follow. I thought I would be like more attached to the characters and like attached to the story and finding out what happens, but I don't find myself too attached and wanting to know what happens to them. In like the first 50 pages, I was kind of invested because I wanted to know the background and what's going on, but as I continued reading, I'm kind of interested, but I'm less interested than I thought I would be. So far, I have two loose theories, very loose theories, but I'm not confident in them at all. And also the theory that I was talking about that I thought would get debunked like pretty early on in the book, it's actually not. So that's part of one of my loose theories, but I don't think that's right because I feel like that theory is kind of obvious. I'm going to keep on reading this. I kind of want to finish this today, but I will see. I only have like around 150 pages left, but I'm about to go out to eat lunch with some friends. I'm gonna try to take this book with me and try to get some reading done while I'm out. But so far it's good. The plot is just starting to pick up now, so I am pretty interested, but again, less interested than I thought I would be. Gonna keep on reading and update you guys when I get back home. Oh, our drinks are so pretty in the sun. Yeah, I had pineapple. Is later in the day and I'm going to finish up That Is Not My Name. I only have like 70 pages left and so far I'm hooked now. I know I was saying earlier that I wasn't really that into it, but I think it was just because the plot didn't pick up yet, because around halfway through the book, that's when the two POVs started to become intertwined, so that's when I got more interested into the book. My two loose theories have evolved into two suspects. So one I feel like is more obvious and I have some actual reasoning behind it, and then the second one I just think it'd be a really fun twist if it was that person, but I have no evidence to back it up. And then both of those tie into my old theory. Those are my predictions on the ending of the book. I'm not really confident in them, but that's just kind of my hunches right now. We're getting to the point where I feel like it's kind of close to the end. It feels more like a chase. Enough yapping, no more talking. Let's finish reading, and I'm gonna try to catch my reaction of the plot twist on camera. Okay guys, I finished That's Not My Name, and it was really good. I did really enjoy it. Again, I didn't get the plot twist or the ending as I expected when I picked up this book, but I got a part of the ending kind of right, but I kept on second guessing myself as I was reading this book. I liked how this story in this book and the characters' experiences throughout this book really humanized the genre of mystery slash thriller. As someone who loves true crime podcasts, and I had a deep phase of true crime podcasts, I would watch them constantly. I feel like I watch them less now, but I was a true crime podcast girl. As someone who loved true crime podcasts, crime shows, mystery slash thriller books, I always see, especially in true crime, I always see these stories as like very intriguing and sensualizing, and I almost consume it as fiction because like you can't really comprehend that stuff like this actually happens to real people in real life. And this book, especially the ending of this book, made me realize that these absurd stories that I hear, the people who are involved in that story is like they're actual human beings like you and me. Like they have their whole life before this life-altering traumatic event happens to them. These like people who are related to these cases, they're going through so much just by experiencing it firsthand. But again, like it made me realize if their case gets really popular on social media, reporters, producers, like true crime people are going to be like coming like to them like with all these questions. I know this is like fiction, but I feel like this kind of gave me a snippet of how people who are involved in real true crime cases feel when they're trying to grieve and go through what happened to them personally, but they also have to deal with all the press and media. That's what this book made me realize, and I really liked that about the book. There were some parts in the book that I kind of noticed that wasn't my favorite, but since they were so little, I kind of just ignored them. There were some word choices that the teens would say, and I was like, there's no way a teen would say that. Like Drew, the main guy in the story, he called his cousin Sergeant Sleep Apnea. Like, I'm a teenager and I don't think anyone my age would say that, but who knows, maybe. And one of the girls in this book called another guy a sanctimonious asshole. Like, I don't think anyone my age would call someone a sanctimonious asshole. But anyway, I don't think it's like a big spoiler because it has nothing to do with the plot, but there was the slightest romance subplot and I found that kind of unnecessary. Again, it was so little of the book that it didn't really matter, but at the same time I was like reading through it and I'm like, did they really have to throw that in there? But overall, besides that, I actually really enjoy this book. This book kind of gave me Criminal Minds vibes plus A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I haven't read that book, but I know the plot of it because I was an avid watcher of Stephanie Sue's Baking a Mystery, so I know the plot of that book through that podcast of hers. But yeah, this gives me a mix of like a Criminal Minds episode plus A Good Girl's Guide to Murder because of like high schoolers trying to figure out what happened to people that they know in their town. And it also kind of gave me a little bit of Hippopotamus. I don't know if you guys know that movie, but I also know the plot of that movie because of, again, Stephanie Sue's BAMs. It kind of reminded me of that because of the girl who lost her memories, like when she's trying to uncover her life and uncover what happened to her and just try to gain all her memories back. I feel like that kind of reminded me of Hippopotamus, the movie. But yeah, just off of other books and shows and movies that I've consumed, if you guys know or watched or read any of those, all of those hodgepodge together kind of give me the vibe of this. So if you're interested in that, I would really recommend it. I don't know if the plot is as shocking to people who like are connoisseurs of mystery slash thriller books. Like if you've read a lot of mystery slash thriller books, you might pick up the plot twist to this one. But yes, overall, those are my final thoughts all wrapped up. And is this worth the hype? Again, I don't even know if this is hyped up on TikTok. I'm just saying it is because I think that's what I'm going to title this video. But is this worth reading? And is this worth the popularity if it's popular? I'm gonna say yes. I actually really enjoyed this book and I'm going to give it I'm debating between 4.25. I think because of the ending alone, I'm gonna give it a 4.25. But I feel like the beginning and middle, I would say that's like a solid 4. Yeah, but the ending bumped it up a little bit to a 4.25. I've been talking for so long and it is so late and I need to go to bed. So I will see you tomorrow or whenever when I pick up the final book for this video, and let's put this on the shelf with whatever books I have. I have very little books, but let's put this on my growing bookshelf. know how many days it's been, but it's been a little bit, and we are finally starting the Cruel Prince. I am so excited. I'm so excited. I also heard that this book is more fantasy than romantasy, so I'm also excited for this. I did find out that, what's the guy's name? Carden? The prince of like the fairy kingdom in this one, like Prince Carden, he has a tail? And I remember telling my friend that, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about the tail. I might just ignore the part where it says that he has a tail. And she's like, literally don't read the book then, because the tail's my favorite part, and you shouldn't even read it if you don't like the tail. And I'm like, okay, fine. Okay, fine. I will give the prince with a tail a chance. But other than that, I'm really excited. Before we do that, I want to talk about Alfred Eden. They sent me some clothes a few weeks ago, and I want to show you guys just kind of what I got. So I will put those clips in right now of me trying them on. Alfred Eden sent me more clothes, so I just want to unbox some clothing I got from them. This first one I got, I'm really excited. It's like a gray asymmetrical jacket. I've been needing more cute jackets, so I really want to try this on. Wow, this is cool. I've never had a jacket like this before, and it's the perfect length for me. I'm on the smaller side, so a lot of things are really too big for me, but the extra small is perfect for my height. Next, I got this sweat pair. It's like wiener dogs and like cute little costumes. I have a sweatshirt and matching sweatpants. This is the sweat set on. This is actually so cute. Oh my god. I don't know if you can like see them, but look how cute they are. And then I got some more sweatpants. This are the other ones. Definitely super cute if you're just like lounging or just want to wear some sweats, but like cute sweats going out. The last piece that Alfred Eden sent me is like this camo zip up. Wait, this is really sick. This is cute. I like it. I don't own anything camo. I feel like it's cool, and I really like the studs. I feel like I'm about to go like hunting or something. I don't know. I really like it. I feel like this with some low-waisted baggy jeans would be really cute. But yes, I love Alfred Eden. Their quality is so nice, and their clothes are so cute, so I really think those two really make up for the price. But yes, if you guys are interested in buying any clothes from Alfred Eden, I have a discount code. I will put it at the bottom of the screen right here. Their team is so lovely to work with, and they have been so kind to me throughout my whole situation of losing my channel and making a new one. But yeah, their team is so sweet, and their clothes are so nice, and everything's just amazing. So again, thank you Alfred Eden for sending me some clothes, and again, I'll have the coupon code in the description box as well. Enough yapping, let's get into reading The Cruel Prince. I'm so excited. Yee! Day, and I'm about 150 pages into the book, and I just got to one of those pages. I don't know if this is the only page in the book, but I got to like that famous page in Cruel Prince with like Carden writing Jude's name. Before I decided to read this book, I would always see this page all over my TikTok For You page. I forgot to mention the plot of this book before starting it, but I feel like everyone knows or has read this book already. I feel like I'm very late to the game, but if you are like me and don't know this book or plot, it is about this girl named Jude, and when she was a kid, her parents got murdered, and her sisters were kidnapped and taken to this fairy world called Elfheim, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and it's basically about her trying to gain power in the world because all the fairies, they don't like humans and they belittle humans, and she wants to prove that she is powerful and that she's worth something. And also she goes to fairy school, and she literally gets bullied by one of the princes, Prince Carden, and 3 of his other friends. So she is getting bullied while trying to earn her place in the fairy court. So that's kind of the vibe of this book so far. I'm really liking the world so far. I love the creatures in it. I didn't think this is how the plot would go in the first book. I don't know what I was thinking the first book is about, but I didn't think it was this, but I'm still really liking it. Also, I think I got a mini spoiler. I was doom scrolling on TikTok, and then one TikTok about the Cruel Prince came up, and I think I got mini spoiled. I mean, opinion, it wasn't a big spoiler, but now I know that this one character, I can't trust them and they do something bad at the end of the book. I'm really excited to see where the plot's gonna go because I kind of don't know where the plot's gonna go right now. Initial thoughts so far, I'm really liking it. I like the world, I like the plot, like the characters, and yes, let's continue reading Cruel Prince. I just finished reading the end of chapter 18. Ooh, Jude's in trouble. What's gonna happen? Oh my god, I'm screaming. Oh my gosh, I just finished chapter, what is it? 25? This is the whole reason why I read this book. Thank you. I finished reading book 1 and then I got to like this page, right? And after all of that happened, I was like, damn, that is crazy. I knew something kind of like that would happen, but I didn't think it would be to that extent. I was like, whoa. Also, please ignore my botchedness. I have no makeup on. I just came out of the shower. And then stuff with Jude and Taryn happened, and bro, I hate Taryn. She just makes me annoyed. And yes, I get where she's coming from, but at the same time, I like Jude more, so I'm like, girl, get out of my face. But anyway, now I finished chapter 25. Let me read this quote for you. For a moment, I think he's ignoring me, but then I realize he's not answering because he can't lie and he doesn't want to tell me the truth. Well, I say, lifting the crossbow again, glad to have a reason to reassert my position as the person in charge. Tell me. He leans in and closes his eyes. Most of all, I hate you because I think of you. Often. It's disgusting. I can't stop. Oh my god, give me 14 of that right now. Please and thank you. Woo! And then the whole end of the chapter. Well, yes, give me more. That's my thoughts. I'm literally at page 300. I only have like 90 pages of this book, but I do want to finish this tomorrow so I can do my final thoughts in the daytime because it's nighttime right now and the lighting is disgusting. But yes, I just finished chapter 5. And before I clicked record and before I set up my phone, mind you, I was like screaming, giggling. Anyway, that was a good chapter. I will see you guys tomorrow morning when I finish up this book. Okay guys, I finished the Cruel Prince. I finished this right when I got home and now I changed into some more comfy house clothes, but this book was good. I didn't expect the ending at all. I didn't know the ending would be like that and I was really shocked when it happened, and now I'm really excited to read the second book. But oh my gosh, I love this book. I love the world. Again, I love the characters, the plot. I was like tagging along in most of the book. I wasn't super at the edge of my seat until the very end, until where everything happened at the end, and I was like, whoa, oh my gosh, that is crazy. Really enjoyed it. Again, is this worth the hype? Duh. I feel like everyone knows and loves this book series, and now I'm really happy to be a part of that now, and I'm so glad that I started it. I think I'm gonna give this like a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this. I'm not gonna give it a whole 5 because again, I wasn't like at the edge of my seat or super invested in most of the book besides the ending. The ending is when it bumped up maybe like a 4 or 4.25 to a 4.5. But yes, that one scene, that one little snippet of Jude and Carden literally got me rolling on the ground. I was editing the clips earlier before filming this, and why do I literally sound like a toad when I'm screaming? That's very unappealing. I'm so sorry. But loved it. I'm so excited to read more and get more scenes of Jude and Carden when I finish this book. Of course, she's on my good side now. Again, I was kind of skeptical in the beginning because I'm like, why is he bullying her? Like, please, like, can we just get to the good part already? Like, don't bully my girl. But then we got to the good part and I was like, yes ma'am, thank you. I like how a lot of characters in this book are not like entirely perfect. Everyone's kind of evil or kind of bad in their own way, which I really enjoyed about this book as well. But yes, overall, loved this book. It was great, ate it up, And yes, I think that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know the books that I read in this video aren't really BookTok popular anymore. They were more really popular a couple years ago, especially for Crow Prince and Love Hypothesis. I feel like those were really big like a few years back. And for my mystery slash thriller book, I feel like I could have done a more popular one, like a Riley Sager, I think that's the author's name, like a Riley Sager mystery slash thriller book. I feel like hers are a lot more popular than the one that I picked, but hopefully as I do more book vlogs, I can just be better at it in general. Also, I didn't realize how hard it is just to like sit and talk and explain books. Like, I thought it would be a breeze. I thought it would be, oh, this happened, this and this and this, and I felt like this. No, why am I like pausing and restarting every 5 seconds when I film these videos? Hopefully I can be a smoother book vlogger from now on. I don't even know how many book vlogs I'm gonna make this year, but I definitely do want to read more. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys have any book recommendations, please send them my way. I have so much books on my TBR, but if you guys recommend some books that are on my TBR, I might like bump those up and read those first. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate everyone who stuck around to finish this video. You guys are my favorites, and I will see you guys in my next video.